Hello, Andrea. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope your evening is going well. If it's evening where you are, could be morning. Hello, Andrea. How are you? Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. All right. Yes, that's correct. But if you schedule the free 30-minute esoteric conversation, I will be able to see you. So you might want to schedule a free 30-minute esoteric conversation. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are tuned into the Real Psychic Investigators, and my name is NEHRU. Thank you so much to all of you, collective, that tune in on a regular basis. I appreciate you. I appreciate your energy. Thank you so much, investigators, judges, attorneys, FBI agents, CIA agents, DEA agents, um, yeah, okay, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and other agencies around the world that are diligently working to bring to justice both the perpetrator and bring justice to the families that have been perpetrated against. Okay. This journey that we are on is a spiritual one. Okay. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience, but you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You have been here before. This is why you experience deja vu. There's no other explanation for it. Science doesn't have one. Okay, man doesn't have one because you've been here before. This is why. All right. To all of the top fans on the channel, thank you so much for all of the love that you send to me. Um, I do have a couple of nuggets as usual before we get into it. Um, this is the first live in 24 hours, which is unusual for me. But again, I have been involved in the free 30-minute esoteric conversations. And so thank you for those of you who have booked a free 30-minute esoteric conversation with me. I am enjoying those. And certainly, Divine has been revealing specific things to those individuals through those private conversations, esoteric conversations. Okay. So, I would like to the karmic spotlight. I'm going to call it the karmic spotlight. Hey, Devin, how are you? Hey. Um, um, so the karmic spotlight at this time, I would like to shine the karmic spotlight on two individuals. Okay, the karmic spotlight. I would like to shine on, listen to the names. Again, listen to the names as usual, investigators. And again, I hope you're meditating on your cases. Okay. So, Irene Lynn Lynn, Lynn, Lynn Irene Stewart, okay? Lynn Irene Stewart, okay, is an Islamic terrorist leader, okay? Egyptian, okay? Or from Egypt, however that goes, okay? Lynn Irene Stewart, okay? An Islamic terrorist, okay? Karmic leader, okay? Who was in the legal system or in the legal profession, okay? Attorney or what have you, okay? Could have been a legal advisor, okay? I don't know what the term is. It changes in different countries. And the other karmic spotlight is Sarah Jacqueline King. Sarah Jacqueline King. Sarah Jacqueline King, Newport Beach, California. Okay. And she uh, is connected to Las Vegas. Okay. Las Vegas and the crimes that she's committed. Okay. And again, this is someone who was in the legal system. Okay. Took an oath to uphold the law. Sarah Jacqueline King. Okay. And this is a more recent one, I believe. Okay. And interestingly, I stayed at the Wynn Hotel in 2022. Yes. In 2022, when I was still a tax accountant, I was in partnership with someone in Jacksonville, Florida, and they gave me a complimentary tickets to a CPA symposium at the Wynn Hotel. So I was in Las Vegas during the same time that Sarah Jacqueline King was in Las Vegas pulling off these scams and spending all of this money that she was supposed to be using for investments or what have you, okay? Escrow accounts, IOTA accounts, return to sender, okay? IOTA accounts or whatever. So she was there when I was there. Interesting, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the reading again. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, my name is NEHRU. I am an extraterrestrial, and I don't say that just to say it. I was born on the 333rd day of the year this lifetime, my 10th and final lifetime here. I don't just say that. I received my third kidney, okay? I have three, the two native kidneys and the one in the lower right side of this body, okay? I received that kidney after 4.5 years of dialysis due to witchcraft caused by the warlock, okay? And his karmic ass party, okay? On top of the stack, on one of these stacks, we have the cult sitting right here. So, yeah, a pastor and polygamist, okay? Also, in the community tab before midnight tonight, your time in the US or what have you, Eastern time, I'm going to be sharing a video that is talking about how religious ass ministers use the name of God and abuses them only to steal money. This is going to talk about Creflo Dollar. This is going to talk about Joel Osteen. This is going to talk about Joyce Myers. This is going to talk about several other large mega church type of individuals, and not all of them are mega churches, but it will speak to a lot of those, okay? Again, on Esoteric Guidance, Extraterrestrial Earth Angel, that is the Shadow Band channel here on YouTube, okay? Through those 854 videos that are currently on that channel, a lot of those towards the beginning 3 years ago was exposing many of the religious ass leaders, okay? James Cleveland, who was a homosexual and died of AIDS, like Rock Hudson, like Eazy-E. Someone's name could be Eric, Rock, Hudson, okay? James, Cleveland, someone from Cleveland, in Cleveland, okay? And so I will be sharing that video, all right? Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Divine Source, I thank you so much for all that you do for us as a collective, whatever we have seen ourselves as and whatever you have confirmed in us. We remove the emotional ties, and I'm speaking specifically to certain individuals when I say this. We remove the emotional ties and baggage associated with our journey. Okay? When you have loved ones that ascend, okay, from this 3D place, yes, there is a time of mourning, okay, but there is also a time of healing when you realize that they are not dead. Okay? They're not dead. Okay? Their physical body is no longer here. But if you continue to wallow in that, okay, and your emotions are never put into under control, you will continue to be stuck. I encourage those individuals, and I am speaking to one in particular, that I am aware of, okay, who needs to do some meditation and needs to do some emotional cleansing. Again, we can all mourn for a time, but that is not meant to be forever because, again, they're not dead. They have Akashic records and a contract that they signed before they came here, and they also have free will. Okay? Don't ignore their karmic ass choices. If your son or daughter fucked up and that ended their life, don't sit there and be a dumbass and ignore their karmic ass choices. Okay? Don't do that. Don't be the one officiating your child, your daughter or son or your husband's or mother's or whoever. They were so nice. They were so sweet. And that motherfucker was a drug addict, drug dealer. Motherfucker was in gangs, covens. You know that shit. Don't sit up there and try to paint them as an angel. Okay? Don't do that. You do them no justice, and neither does you do your bloodline any justice. Okay? Speak the truth. Okay? It'll set them free. All right? So divine source, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to stimulate our crown and stimulate our third eye for 30 seconds. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, again, on top of the stack, we have the cult. On one of the stack, we have the cult. Okay? And again, this cult could be anything. Okay, it doesn't have to be a church. It doesn't have to be a religious. Hello, Keely. Thank you so much for tuning in, as always. Hello, Cher. Hello, hello, hello. Okay? Yeah, speak to them again. Just because they're physically not here, that doesn't mean they're not living. They're still living. Okay? When divine said, let there be light, you were before that was. When divine said, let there be animals of the sea on this planet, you were before they were. When divine said, let the hooves animals walk on the earth, you were before they were. Okay? So, this cult, okay, it doesn't have to be Masons. It doesn't have to be Illuminati, okay? This could be gangs, okay? Vice lords, okay? What's another one? Vice lords, Latin kings, Crips, okay? These are also covens, all right? Okay, so let's go ahead and see what it is that Most High has for us today. Divine, where would you like for us to start? Let's go ahead and roll some numbers. Okay, let's go ahead and roll some numbers for synchronicity. Okay, let's go ahead and get some numbers up here. We have the number 5. Okay, the number 5. Okay, so Taurus, Gemini energy, you or someone in your energy. You could be listening for someone. Okay. We have 8, okay? So the number 8, okay? So we're talking about Leo, okay? And Cancer, okay? 5, again, 5, okay? So we have 5, 8, 5, 5, 8, 5. Someone could be 58, born in 85, okay? 5, 8, 5. Also, While I'm shuffling the cards, I'm going to speak to a specific spirit being who is here on the planet. Okay. Um, yeah. So, this lifetime, okay, you have gone through, and again, what I speak is not, it's, again, take it as it resonates, and that means what easily fits, okay? So some of what I speak to them may resonate with you. But to you, spirit being, okay, you lead a quiet life, okay? Even though you are in the spotlight. There have been many attempts for the darkness to take you out of here, okay? The darkness, the Seven of Swords tried to come out, okay? So trickery, fuckery, that's what the Seven of Swords represents. So the enemy has tried to take you out through the air, okay? The enemy has tried to take you out on land, okay? And yet your ancestors, okay, have protected you, okay? I know you do not have any social media, okay? You are not on social media. You don't have Instagram. You don't have X or Twitter or TikTok or whatever it is. Is Twitter still around? I don't even know. Again, I don't, right? I know you do not have any of those social media accounts, okay? Because again, you lead a quiet life, okay? And that's a good thing, especially the more you are in the spotlight for your occupation, the more you should keep your family away from the spotlight. Again, Morris Chestnut energy, Denzel Washington energy, Reba McEntire energy, okay? That type of energy, all right? Because it's none of their business what goes on within your family, your marriage. It's nobody's business, okay? But to your son and daughter, we have the star card speaking about stars. Okay, speaking about stars, you are one. Okay, you have a son and a daughter. Okay, this son and daughter spoke to you the moment you saw them spiritually. They spoke to you the moment you saw them. Okay, and speaking of July, okay, you were born in July. All right, this lifetime. Okay. So we have right now, we have the Hanged Man, we have the Star card, and again, I send you great love, okay? As your ancestors, your physical parents are no longer here, but again, that means that they are protectors of you on the other side, okay? So we have something that is fated with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? We have something about debt. Again, this says student loan debt, okay? But coming out of debt is what I'm getting from this, especially with the Star card, Take a Chance, and the Hanged Man, okay? So collective investigators waiting for something, and when whatever this comes in, again, this doesn't have to mean red carpet, Hollywood, paparazzi. That's not what that has to mean, okay? In my esoteric conversations, some of you are business owners. This could mean very simply you getting an influx of clients, you getting a high paying client, you getting whatever it is, a large order coming in, large orders coming in, okay, moving forward. This could mean a bunch of different things. Now you finally need employees or what have you, okay? This doesn't mean, okay, that you're going to be on stage dancing with, I don't know, whoever, okay? That's not necessarily what that star means. It just means, okay, that you are meant to be in some type of spotlight, locally, nationally, worldwide, however it goes. Star card, star energy, okay? Also, this speaks to authenticity, okay? You being yourself, okay? That is the way to stardom, no matter what level of stardom that is. This is the way to stardom, okay? And again, we have the Hanged Man, again, waiting energy, Waiting energy. We do not have the temperance out here, but yeah, waiting energy. Okay. And when this opportunity comes in, whatever this is, it could be a consulting opportunity, it could be a new employment opportunity. It's probably going to require you to relocate. Are you willing to relocate to fulfill your Akashic records? Are you? Okay. Are you? If you have small children, are you still willing to relocate? Okay. For this contract, for this divine union, for whatever this opportunity is, are you willing to take a chance? Okay. Your ancestors are asking you that question today. Okay. Most High is asking you that question today. Let's go ahead and place these within the stack. We have 3 separate stacks out here today, and so we will be pulling energy from all 3. Okay. All right. On top of the second stack, we have a closet racist and a pedophile on the third stack. Okay, a closet racist and a pedophile. All right. First, top of the stack, we have the name Isaiah. We have the name Kevin. We have the name Tina. Okay. And something is bona fide. You are a bona fide star. Whether you are in that energy currently or not, again, if you find yourself emotionally bogged down because of the past or those who are no longer here, that is an indication of something that you need to heal. Okay? Also, investigators, speaking of someone passing, okay? The name Matthew Jerome Campbell and a death, okay, associated with a Florida, I just got a major woo right here, okay, whatever that is, okay, confirmation, okay. Matthew Jerome Campbell in a Florida state prison, okay, near Pensacola, Florida, okay. Murdered by witchcraft or an inside job physically, that is witchcraft, either way, okay? On 8/4/21, Matthew Jerome Campbell, okay? That is an unsolved murder, probably even unclassified, meaning it's not filed, okay? So, you might want to take a look at that. They could be associated with Isaiah, Tina, Kevin, however, okay? And again, those names for you collective and investigators could resonate in some other way. You could be dealing with someone whose name is Campbell, a Jerome, or a Matthew. Okay. We have Narkusi, Nakati, and Nagasaki, okay? Narkusi, Nakati, and Nagasaki. Okay. And an informant is nearby. Okay. On the star card, an informant is nearby. Again, this informant could be someone who's just watching you and protecting you, or this could be a snooper, a sniper. And again, I don't mean to get you alarmed, but however it goes. Okay, you can point a gun at me if you want to, dumbass. Okay, when you fall off the roof because Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron trip your ass over the ledge, don't say shit. Oh, you wouldn't be able to say shit because your ass would be on the ground. Okay. So, informant nearby, some of us. Okay, and again, Narkusi, Nakati, and Nagasaki. Okay. And again, that's on the star card. So there could be someone in one of these countries, okay, tuning in, or that is from one of these places. Okay. We have Evans, Evanston, Evansville, and Eatonville. Okay, investigators, collective, take a look. I wonder why the comments have stopped. Can someone post something in the comment chat? I need to make sure that this connection is working right. Okay. Can someone post something in the comment section, please? Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Hey, Tansy, how are you? Thank you so much. All right. Evans, Evanston, Evansville. Okay. Names or places. Okay. Is there an Evanston, Evansville, Illinois, Evans something? Okay. Florida, Evans, Good Times. Okay. James, Amos. Okay. Eatonville. Okay. There's an Eatonville, Florida. Okay. If you're in Florida. Okay. Or Florida resonates for you for somewhere, in some way. All right. And here, so take a chance. So Evans, you might need to take a chance. Evan, Ivan, okay? Or you could be from one of these places that starts with an E, and you're going to need to take a chance. Evans could be someone who's coming in with this offer, whatever it happens to be. Okay. We have spiritual hallucinations, return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. On the back of this card, it says the hitman is turning on the karmics. Okay, so that could be the informant. Okay, so that could be the informant. The hitman turning on the karmics could be the informant. Okay. For a second. Oh, okay. Denzel Washington. Okay, someone's name could be Denzel or Washington that is associated with this current energy. Okay, that's possible. All right. So we're going to go ahead and keep going. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Email me if you would like to set up that 30-minute esoteric conversation. For a few more days, it is free. Okay. And then beyond that point, again, because it's personal time, okay, it will cost you. I learned as a tax accountant, okay, that yes, it's okay to give discounts. And I always did every tax season. And throughout the year, I would give discounts because that's just part of my generous love, all right, and unconditional love. But I've also realized not to sell myself short. So if you're worth $50 billion, okay, don't settle for $100,000. Okay? If you are a Rolls Royce, okay, don't settle for a Ford Festiva. You're better than that. Okay? Again, closet racist and a pedophile out here. Hitman turning on the karmics. Informant nearby. Nakati, Narkusi, Nagasaki. We have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, and this Five of Pentacles landed on top of the first stack, and that is celebrity doing witchcraft. Again, return to sender, return to sender, return to sender times 5,000 with vengeance and a sword. Don't bring your karmic ass bullshit over here. Someone's name could be Monet, Swan, Monet, Swan, Monet, Swan. Go look her dumb ass up. Okay? Five of Pentacles. Hey, Tyler, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, Tyler. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. Where are we at here with? We have the Two of Wands. We have the King of Wands. We have the Two of Swords. So look, collective, look, 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 okay? There is an opportunity. And again, when, who knows? I don't know. I don't even know for myself, okay? And I've been on this solo journey for 3 years now. I don't even know for myself when, so I certainly can't answer that for you. Okay? But here, there is an opportunity coming, and you're going to have to make a decision. Okay? And with this Two of Swords energy here, this always points to, are you going to go back to the past? Are you going to go back to the past? Somebody give me a hell no in the comment section. Somebody give me a hell no in the comment section. Are you going to go back to the past, or are you going to embrace the future? Okay? And current. Okay? So past, you represent the current. Okay? Current energy, this body being here. And this other sword here represents opportunity in the future. What are you going to do? Okay? Okay? There's a comedy starring Steve Martin that is called Thank You. I was waiting for somebody. Yeah. Thank you, Cher. Thank you, Jubilant. We are Jubilant. That's a great name, Jubilant. I like it. All right. Or will you go back to the past and move back in with them? Again, for those of you who are in volatile relationships, okay, shout out to, it's not Sammy G, although shout out to Sammy G. It is, their name may be Sam too, but their name on YouTube, their account name is not Sammy G, it's something else. And they expressed to me that they are in a karmic relationship where their girlfriend is doing witchcraft against them and they feel stuck. You are never stuck. That is an illusion. You are never stuck. That is an illusion. I saw spiritual illusions out here somewhere. Where is that at? Okay. That is an illusion. You are never stuck. Yes, you might only be able to leave with the shirt and pants that you have on your body, but you are never stuck. I assure you, you are never stuck. I had to release everything I had. Prosperous business, okay? Mercedes, motorcycle, house, Cane Corso, named Sadie, my spirit dog. I had to release my most recent one. I had to release all of that. There, you are never able to not get out of a situation. Never. That is a spiritual illusion and hallucination. You can't go nowhere. You won't succeed. You nothing without me. You will never be nothing without me. You leave out of there. Where you gonna go? You ain't going nowhere. You ain't got nobody to help you. Spiritual illusion. That's right, Latasha. Hell no. And good to see you in the live. Hell no. Right? So yeah, okay. So someone's and people do, again, as I started to say, the most volatile moment in a relationship is when you decide on that day that I'm done with your ass and I'm leaving. I'm getting out. Okay, fuck you. I'm gone. On that day, that is the most dangerous and most volatile time. That's why many don't make it out, because they end up being unalive, murdered, killed, whatever, taken out. That's why you just ghost them. That's why you just leave. You just pop smoke. They come home for lunch and they see the key on the counter and an empty closet. You just leave. Okay? You just go. Don't go back. Okay? Don't go back. So whatever this opportunity is that's coming into you, for you, wherever that is, it could be this time next year, summer, spring. It could be 2 days from now. Whatever that happens, someone's touching my face. Whatever that is, okay? You're gonna have to answer the call, and what are you gonna say? Okay? It's a choice. You've worked hard to get to where you are. Don't forfeit your purpose and your call. Okay? Answer it. All right? So, let's keep it going. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I hope your holiday season is going well. I hope you're enjoying your time with those who do give you unconditional love, even if that's only your kids, even if that's only your fur babies, okay? I hope you're spending that time with them. This is why we do what we do and the way that we do it. This is why we meditate, investigators. This is why, judge, attorney. This is why, collective. This is why. This is why we don't stay bogged down in emotions. This is why. Okay? This is why we have ego deaths. This is why we go through dark nights of the soul. This is why we ascend. This is why we gain access to our Akashic records. Okay? Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay? But there are evil, darkness, Apophis, Apep, Jezebel, and Lilith spirits here. And again, of all sorts. Okay? That come to steal, kill, and destroy your purpose, your children, your marriage, your star seeds, you as a healer, as an empath, as an oracle, whatever that happens to be, whatever your high vibrational north node journey is. They come to steal and kill it. But divine sources come to give you life and more abundantly. But you have to get there. And that doesn't mean, Jesus, forgive me for my sins, because Jesus ain't done a motherfucking thing for you, I guarantee you. Again, Jesus ain't done a motherfucking thing for you. Jesus might be a witchcraft worker who's coming against you. Jesus ain't done shit for you. Okay? That is, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, is on one side of the Two of Wands, okay, for perspective, okay? So once you get to a certain place, in a certain place of rest in your life, okay, spiritually, then you can gain a new perspective and you can sit back and you can look and you say, now I see that, I see that. I see that. I see the difference between the light and the dark. With your masculine and feminine energy within you balanced, that is the goal, is to balance your masculine and your feminine energy. That is the goal. Okay? It's not to, I'm a man. Okay? Because people who walk around like that are extremely immature. Extremely immature. Just FYI, man. Okay? If you are unafraid to show your emotions because your mother or father raised you to believe that men don't cry, boys don't cry, that's witchcraft, and they are handicapping you. And they are making it difficult for you to attract a divine being of the opposite sex. They make that difficult because women, you want an emotionally balanced man, a man who isn't afraid to tell the children, I love you, isn't afraid to cry with the children, hug the children, hold the children, comfort the children, and also, I don't know, change the engine in the car, whatever, or beat somebody's ass who comes against your family, whatever it is, okay? You want that. Same thing with the men. Men, you want a woman who is both sensitive and strong. You want that. That is a balanced masculine, feminine spirit. Okay? Perspective. Okay? If you are a single mother or a single father, you play dual roles. Okay? And you have to, again, it's even more important that your energy be balanced again. Always crying, okay, over the past, that's not balance. That's not balanced. Okay? I encourage you, whenever, whoever it is, during our esoteric conversations, please meditate before you come onto the video, okay, so that your energy is balanced, okay? All right? The purpose of the esoteric conversation is not for you to sit there sobbing and going through a box of Kleenex. We get nowhere with that. Okay? Someone's in low vibrational energy, okay? That is on one side of the Wheel of Fortune and Tekoya, okay? So Koya, Tekoya, confirmation, Bert. Tekoya, low vibration. Okay, Takoya could have been trying to access your Akashic records. Okay. Take your wheel of fortune. Confirmation burps big time. Okay, Takoya. Time for you to sit your sorry stank ass down somewhere, right? Time for you to sit down somewhere. Again, we have racists out here. Okay. Do you know, I'm going to make this point again for America. Okay. Do you know that brown Americans, those who are brown Americans this lifetime, are some of the most racist ass motherfuckers ever or currently in the world? Brown Americans, nobody's black, dumbass, and nobody's white. Okay? Everybody is a shade of brown, even those who are pale skin and lack melanin in their skin. We're all a shade of brown. Nobody's black, nobody's white. Get your head out your ass, racist. Okay? But brown Americans are some of the most racist motherfuckers on the planet currently. With all their black power bullshit and Black Lives Matter, them sorry motherfuckers are doing drive-bys and taking out their own kind. Some of the most racist ass people on the planet. Confirmation horn honk divine, let them know. Let them know. That's why I don't support any racist ass groups. Any group that stands for one race that is outside of the human race, I will never support. NAACP, I wouldn't support them no more than I would support the KKK. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. Okay, speaking of which, to that divine being that I was talking to earlier, that name is significant. Okay, Jesse. Okay. Sorry, karmic asses, because they think they've only been a brown American or a black man or a black woman, and that's all they think. They think they've only been here one time, and this is the only lifetime they got here. Do you know that you disgrace your ancestors from previous lives when you go against other races, other cultures? Do you know that? You go against your ancestors. You discriminate against your ancestors. Okay. On the other side of racist, we have buried evidence investigators. Okay. Someone could be Portuguese or speak it. Bom dia. Okay. That's good morning. So bom dia to those of you who it's morning. It's morning here in Vietnam. Okay. Buried evidence. Okay. Could be something about a Robin and a Williams. Good morning, Vietnam. A Robin and a Williams. Good morning, Vietnam. Okay. Bom dia. Okay. And that is on the debt here. Again, you coming out of debt is what I'm getting from this. Okay. So whatever debt, you may not even have student debt, but whatever this is, car loans, mortgages, whatever. Okay. On average, I don't even know what the amount is today. I remember looking this up like 20 years ago, and it took $300,000 to raise a child. Per child, $300,000. And again, this is, so it might be $450,000, $500,000 from the birth to 18 is what I looked up. I like statistics. I'm a numbers guy. Okay. Yeah. Back then, it was $300,000 per child. And again, that's for an average life. An average life. Not something that's extravagant, okay? An average, not poverty life, $300,000 per child. Nick Cannon has 12 children. Eddie Griffin has 10 children. Phillip Rivers has 10 children. That's why his ass went back to the NFL. To me, I think that's sorry ass planning. Somebody might say that's smart. To me, I think it's sorry ass planning because having a child is a financial decision, not just an emotional one. If you popping out kids and you don't have the financial means to take care of them, close your fucking legs or wrap the wand up. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here having all these kids and you do not have the financial means to take care of these kids. You are doing them no justice. Reginald, Regina, and Reggie. Reginald, Regina, and Reggie. They could be the celebrity, okay? Reggie White, football player, was known as the Minister of Defense. Number 92, Reggie White. Okay, the number 92, 1992, okay? Or 29, Reggie White, Minister of Defense. Reginald, Regina. We mention Regina King all the time. Shout out to you, Starseed. Okay, Regina Hall, shout out to you. Okay, we mention those individuals all the time on here because their energy, sons, names, Ian, they come out here all of the time. So shout out to you. Okay, I suspect you are certainly not the celebrity doing witchcraft. Okay, and if so, then that's the reason why your son was taken out. Okay, and that's not personal, and I'm not being mean. But when you do witchcraft against other individuals, you open yourself up to the karma to flow wherever the karma is going to go. So you may not die, witchcraft worker. Your son or daughter might. Your spouse might. Your mother might. Your father might. Okay, your best friend might. Their children might. When you open yourself up to doing witchcraft. And again, I suspect that's not Regina King or Regina Hall. But shout out to them. Okay. Oh, also, who played Regina on the Steve Harvey show? Her name is Wendy something. So the name Wendy, her name is Regina, or she played Regina, but her name is Wendy something. I don't know. Okay. So Regina could be in the hanged man energy. Okay. In waiting. Reginald. Okay. Or they thought they were going to get what they were after coming for you and your star seed, your money, your property, your investments, your Akashic records, whatever that is. Okay. And now they are stuck again in that Two of Swords energy. Do I make a choice to confess, or do I sit here and act like I don't know what the investigators are talking about? What do I do? Do I come forward with the truth? And again, we have the informant nearby. The informant, what do? Do I tell them everything, or do I only tell them 80%? Somebody could be wanting to come to you with the truth, and they're sitting there like, yeah, hell no. And they're sitting there like, how much do I tell them? How much do I tell her? How much do I tell him? Okay? The closer to 100% truth you get, the lesser your karma is going to be, karmics. And I know I have some who listen. So you come forward with 100% truth, that is the best case scenario for you. That doesn't remove all the karma, okay? No more than it removes it from us, okay? When we do karmic things, even high vibrational beings, when we fall off the wagon, we have to deal with the karma too. We don't get a free pass. We don't get a get out of jail free card, okay? The government is willing to kill you in order to silence you. Okay, looking at the names Gabrielle, Isaac, Anthony, and Caleb. Okay, the government is willing to take you out in order to silence you. And they do it all of the time. They do it all of the time. They took out JFK. They took JFK Jr. They take out all of the time. All of the time. And I mentioned the name Jacqueline for our karmic spotlight for Sarah Jacqueline Stewart. So that's a double confirmation for the name Jacqueline. Jackie Gleason, Jackie Robinson. The name Rob is significant. Rob Robinson, Robbie, Robert, that's significant at this time. Okay? But the government is willing to kill you in order to silence you. Somebody is or will be needing a colostomy bag. Somebody currently needs a colostomy bag, or someone will need a colostomy bag. Hey, Jules, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. A colostomy bag. Okay. Next, thank you so much, Divine, for all that you're doing here, speaking through me. Continue to send the confirmations. Okay. Continue to uh, allow the star seeds, healers, and investigators to hear these messages. We remove any and all blockages. Anyone who is trying to shadow ban this channel like they shadow banned Esoteric Guidance, Extraterrestrial Earth Angel, we curse and remove you. Don't bring your ass on my channel trying to block this information, because I assure you, karma will come, and it will come swiftly, because we don't play. Okay? Denver, Aurora, George, and Hank. Again, we have several names out here. Any of these individuals could be high vibrational, could be the celebrity doing witchcraft, could be the racist, okay? Or could be the government worker, okay? Could be the informant who's turned on the karmics. Any of these names here. Jules, that's impossible for me to know. This is not a personal reading. If you would like to schedule a free esoteric conversation with me, that information, email and everything is in the description section of this video. This is not a personal reading. Take your ass somewhere else and go get a personal reading if that's what you want. Okay, thank you. This is Psychic Investigations. Okay. So, Denver, Aurora, George, and Hank, okay, in the King of Wands energy, okay, in the King of Wands energy. And on the other side, I love when the truth comes out here, and I just spoke something strongly. I love it when it comes out. This right here says, put the Bible down. This right here says, put the Bible down. Today it's already Sunday in Vietnam, okay? So in a few hours, 10 or so, 12 or so, there's a lot of misled ass people who are going to go to Creflo Dollar's church or listen to him on TV. A lot of misled ass people who are being blindly led by somebody else who's blind, who's going to be listening to Joel Osteen and Joyce Myers. There's a lot of blind ass motherfuckers who are going to go to the Rock of Central Florida and listen to Steve's karmic blind ass talk about Jesus. A lot of them. Put the Bible down. Okay? Spirituality, okay? Consciously living spiritually is the only true spiritual system. And it's not a religious one, okay? It's not a religious one. That's why Issa traveled to Tibet and Pakistan and all of these other places, learning from these gurus, learning from these monks, learning from these shamans. This is what he was doing during the 18 years that are missing in your Bible. That is what he was doing. He was not subject to his mother and father. If you go beyond the Bible and read other canonical texts, the Bible is not a canonical text. If you read canonical text, you will see that they were not subject to their mother and father. They were on their spiritual journey. How do you think he learned how to alchemize water into wine? How do you think he got there? How do you think he became a healer? How do you think he was able to alchemize 2 fish and a loaf of bread to feed 5,000? How do you think they were able to do that? The same way you and I can. By a consciously spiritual journey. That's how. Okay. On the Two of Swords, we have an amusement park. Okay, so someone could be at an amusement park. You could have gone to amusement parks with one of these names out here, any of these names out here. Okay, Denver, Colorado, Aurora, Illinois, George Hank, George Jefferson, George Strait, Pure Country, baby. George Strait, pure country, pure country. I love country. I love me some country music. Hank Williams, I love me some country music. John Denver, love me some country music. Okay. Amusement park. On the other side of amusement park, we have return to sender. Okay. Do your return to senders. The name Ashley, Cyan, and Sarah or Sarai. Ashley, Cyan, or Sarai or Sarah. Again, Sarah. We mentioned Sarah earlier. So Sarah Jacqueline Stewart keeps coming out here. Okay. Yeah, country road, baby. That's right, country road. I'm a country man. I am in my soul. I'm country. Okay. You can give me a two bedroom, one bath house on 40 acres, and I'm happier with that than I am with a 9,000 square foot house on a quarter of an acre. I'm a country boy. I'm a country boy. Okay. So, return to sender. Yep. That puts them in the two of swords. So do your return to senders, collective. Okay. And release the emotional baggage. Divine just told me. And release the emotional baggage. Do your return to senders and release the emotional baggage. Okay. For some of you, now is not the time to be silent. So if you are called to speak, again, in court, on the phone, however that is, with someone of authority, when they show up, make sure they show you their badge. Okay? Don't just take the, hello, I'm an investigator. Don't just take their word for, let me see your badge, please. Where's your ID? Okay? Someone's illegally importing goods, investigators. And again, we have Sodom and Gomorrah energy out here. That's energy from the last reading. I said someone speaks Portuguese, and take a look. Okay? I said someone speaks Portuguese. Okay? Portuguese, Brazil, Indonesia, and Spain. Okay? Could be something about that Indo. Or Spain. Okay? And if you do 420, okay? Again, in moderation, yeah, that's cool. I do. Okay? And I'm unafraid to say it. Okay? Illegally importing goods. Somebody's illegally importing goods. Hello, Marissa. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hello. All right. Illegally importing goods. Okay. Someone who is Portuguese, Brazil, Indonesian, or Spanish. Okay. They are going to have to move back in with someone. Okay. Or Korean. They're going to have to move back in with someone. Confirmation. Okay. Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. Same-sex relationships, sex with animals. Okay. Sex with other creatures that are not of the same species. Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. Impurities. That's what Sodom and Gomorrah represents. Impure acts of any sort. This is happening now. This is happening now. Winter officially started December 21st. Okay? The beginning of Capricorn season. Happy birthday, Capricorns. Confirmation horn honk. Okay? So, winter, false siblings. Okay, so there's some siblings. Again, if you do not have siblings, then this doesn't pertain to you, or this is talking about someone else's siblings who was karmic in your life. Confirmation, man. Horns. Burr, 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 burr. Okay? False siblings and something in the current season. Okay? All around the world, same song. That's what I'm getting. All around the world, same song. Again, the enemy has nothing new. No new tricks. It's the same bullshit from 3 BC. From 3 BC to 2025 AD. It's the same bullshit. There are no new tricks. Okay. This is what I'm getting. Whatever Apophis, says Satan, Lucifer, whatever wisdom or knowledge that they left divine side with when they tried to dethrone Most High, that's why they got their ass kicked out, because they wanted to be the head nigga in charge. They wanted to be the HNIC. They wanted to be the head nigga in charge. Again, that's not a racist thing. There are Indian niggas, Japanese niggas, Korean niggas, Portuguese niggas, Brazilian niggas, Spanish niggas. Okay? It's an ignorant person. So when they got evicted from heaven, from the 5D, from next to divine source, they were second in charge like Joseph was put in charge. But they wanted to overthrow the Messiah. So what happened? They got kicked out. Whatever knowledge, wisdom, or anything like that the enemy and their minions had at that point in time, that's all they've been working with this entire time. That's all they've been working with. That's it. So they have no new tricks. So once you learn their tricks, then you become better. Okay? Once you learn their tricks, someone shows up, a man or a woman. Listen to me, collective investigators. Listen to me. When a man or a woman shows up and you start seeing indications of past karmic relationships that you've had, okay, them telling you that they're working late. Okay, so you go by the office, bring them lunch, bring her dinner, okay, and you see that they're not working late because they're not there, and they showing you the same thing that the last karmic ass showed you, man or woman. Same trick. Learn the lesson. Same trick. The enemy has no new tricks. None. Okay. All right. What are we doing with time? Oh, right at an hour. Okay. Yeah. Say it, Cher. Run. Okay. Pay attention to where you're getting invited. Okay. When I was in Arizona, that's definitely a confirmation. Pay attention to where you're getting invited. Okay. When I was in Arizona, I rented a RV from an Aaron and a Gail. An Aaron and a Gail. Okay. And come to think about it, Gail's last name is Campbell. So I mentioned Matthew Jerome Campbell investigators. That is an unsolved murder in a Florida federal prison near Pensacola. Matthew Jerome Campbell. Okay. So Gail and Aaron kept inviting me to Lemon Mountain in Arizona, outside of Tucson, and I never went. Yeah. Do you know their son? Their son, Divine, was shining a light on their ass like a motherfucker. And I stayed there for a year and a half again because that's where I was. And one time I was coming back onto the property through the gate, and they were outside, okay? And they would often be outside and playing music and all that. And I didn't mind it, again, because I would play my music too. I'd be up in there jamming the Red Hot Chili Peppers or Stevie Wonder or Ice Cube or Tupac or whoever I wanted to listen to. And their son said one time, and he's like maybe 9, 10, their son, and he says, "Mom," he didn't think I was listening or still there, or I don't know what he thought, but he said, "Mom, what about what the FBI said? What about what the FBI agent said? What about what the FBI agent said?" And I just stood there outside. They must have thought I was already in the trailer, and his mom was like, "Shh, shh, shh." I couldn't help but to laugh. It was hilarious. Hilarious. So again, whatever that invite is, collective. That was too funny. And he kept asking for a year and a half. He probably asked me 5 or 6 times, did I want to go? You want to go? Every couple of months he would ask me, you want to go to Lemon Hill? Yeah, it's a nice mountain there. Yeah, you want to go? Sour. That's a sour offer, Lemon Hill. Sour offer, bitter offer. Yeah. Oh, man. Again, Just sitting back in the Two of Wands and just looking back at everything and saying, wow. All right. So we have the Four of Pentacles, okay, for wisdom with your money, what you currently have, wisdom current with what you currently have. Okay. This is a cycle completion here. This Ten of Wands energy is a cycle completion. Okay. We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. The Page of Pentacles, news about your money. Okay. And a Four of Cups. With these other tarot cards out here, with the Four of Cups, to me, again, this speaks to some type of offer coming in for you, news, okay, of some sort. By itself, it could represent anything, okay? But with what's already out here, that's what it represents to me, okay? So we're going to go ahead and finish it up here with these four. We're going to see what Most High shows us, and we're going to go ahead and finish it up. Again, if you would like to hear more canonical texts and that sort of thing outside of the religious book that is the Bible, okay, go to Esoteric Guidance, Extraterrestrial Earth Angel. Again, that's the Shadow Band channel here on YouTube. But there are many. We have the books of Enoch there. We have the Infancy of Yeshua. We have the Cave of Treasures. Between Genesis and Revelation, where does it talk about Adam and Eve's journey after they were exiled from the garden for disobedience? It doesn't go through any of that. Would you like to know Adam and Eve's journey after that? They lived hundreds of years. I think Adam lived to be 765 years old or 949 years old or something like that, just shy of what Methuselah lived. Would you like to know what their journey was after the Garden of Eden? Of course, because that's going to speak to you in some way. Cave of Treasures, Esoteric Guidance, Extraterrestrial Earth Angel. Just go to the playlist and pick and choose as divine guides you. Okay? You are a generational curse breaker. Okay? You are. I had a conversation, an esoteric conversation with someone recently. Confirmation, return to sender. And I shared with them something that divine showed me, and that is every family has a generational curse breaker either birthed into their family or sown into their family. So for instance, someone may not have a karmic curse breaker, generational curse breaker birthed into their family, but then you marry someone in that family and you are a generational curse breaker. You are a healer. You are a truth speaker. You are a star seed. That's you being grafted into that family to heal that bloodline. Whether or not they actually do it or not is a different story. Okay? But there is no family on this earth who does not have every generation at least one generational curse breaker. They might be murdered or killed, okay? But at some point, they have a generational curse breaker in their family who's meant to come and break the ties of demonic forces that keep them down from poverty, from obesity, from anything, okay? Sodom and Gomorrah energy, okay? Lesbian and homosexual activity. Every bloodline has gets a generational curse breaker some way, somehow. Okay? On the other side, if you are a generational curse breaker, we have the Four of Wands again. So good money management of your money, okay? Making $1 last for a week in the U.S. economy, that's tough to do. Make $1 last a week, okay? We're talking about a retrograde. I think the next retrograde is January 26th, I believe. The next Mercury retrograde starts January 26th. That would be an Aquarius, okay? I'll confirm that. I'm not sure. I believe that is correct, though, okay? January 6th, January 26th, something like that, okay? You are the council of light. Okay, or at least you have the opportunity to be. Again, don't just come on here and listen to what I say and do not apply it. If you want to know how to do an egg cleanse, there's a video on this channel for that. Okay? Don't just come on the channel and just look for information about those who come against you. That will not help you. You need to ascend. You need to awaken. You need the karmic generational curse. Break the generational curses. Don't just come on here and listen to what I say and never apply it. That's useless. That's like sitting in class and not paying attention to what the teacher says. Then when the test comes, you get upset because you get an F minus. You were sitting in the same class that the student who got the A plus was. What happened? What happened? Okay. I am a master builder 33. That is a master teacher. Okay. I said John F. Kennedy was assassinated for government secrets earlier for those of you who are here. And guess what card is showing? Again, divine, use me. In your word, dear Lord, lead me, guide me every day. I'm your anointing no matter what they say. Order my steps in your word. Okay? John F. Kennedy was assassinated for government secrets. The name Shanita. Okay? I feel like a rhyme right now. I feel like a rhyme right now. Okay? On the page of Pentacles. So Shanita could be one who was trying to steal your dollars. Shanita. Okay? And again, who knows what they were trying to steal or keep John F. Kennedy quiet about? Who knows? Okay? And we know he made karmic choices. He was fucking on Marilyn Monroe while he was married to Jacqueline Onassis. You know. But whatever he knew or was finding out once he became president, he was going to expose. Okay? In the 60s, the 60s was a very interesting time in America. In the 60s, there's been no other time in American history since the Europeans came over, okay, and took over land, stole it from the indigenous and the Vikings. Okay, yes, they did. Yes, they did. George Washington's ass, this land didn't belong to him. It did not. They stole it. They stole it. Okay? And then brought their religion over, the Bible, Roman Catholic Church. That's what they did. And corrupted the spirituality of the indigenous Indians and tribes that were already on the American soil. Okay? I'm not a history professor. I just speak as divine gives utterance. Okay? So who knows what they were trying to keep John F. Kennedy quiet about? Who knows? But in the 60s, there has been no decade where there have been 3 assassinations of leaders in this country outside of the 60s. Malcolm Little, Martin Luther King Jr., and John F. Kennedy. The 60s was a turning point for America. The 60s. Woodstock, the 60s. San Francisco, okay? San Francisco, okay? Someone could like rice. The San Francisco tree, rice-a-roni, okay? San Francisco, the Bay Area, okay? San Francisco was, I don't know how it is today, but San Francisco is or was what Atlanta is today. You have one on the East Coast and one on the West Coast, homosexual hotbeds. Okay? Again, I don't know if San Francisco is today, but it used to be, and Atlanta is. Okay? Homosexual hotbed. Okay? What's up, Tyler Perry? What's up, Tyler Perry? San Francisco, 10 of Wands energy. Okay, this is a cycle completion. So someone in San Francisco is now in karmic energy, or someone in San Francisco has completed a karmic cycle. Okay? And something is gross. Tyler Perry's nasty ass is gross. Okay? Or this Ooh, that was a loud horn. Okay? So this also represents what Most High is showing me at this time is with this Ten of Wands energy and gross, this is the totality of it. It is done. It is done. The cycle has been gross completion, fullness, gross completion. Okay, the gross and the net is different. Okay, 100% of the gross is all of it. Okay, is all of it. 100% of the net is not 100% of the gross. Okay? Something is fully completed, fully closed out. Okay? All right? The name Christopher, Christina, okay? Christopher. Shout out to you, Christina, okay? Christina O. Shout out to you, okay? All right? So, we have one more, excuse me. Okay. The initials OP, WW, okay, KL, and BM. It could be MB, it could be LK, it could be PO, it could be WW. There could be something about a PO box. You might need to get one. Okay. There could be something about LK, again, Luther King, Martin Luther King. Okay. Something about BM or MB, somebody's body odor or something. Okay. WW. Okay, online stalking, www. Okay, some of you are all 4 queens and kings in the deck, baby. Star seed, shine. Okay, the time, because you're about to get a gross deposit. Okay, baby boomers. Again, that's the 60s. Baby boomers. The last year of the baby boomers was 64. 64. Okay? Lastly, we have energy calibration and a chancellor. Okay? Energy calibration and a chancellor. Okay? This is just a leader. That's all that speaks to. Okay? It could be of an educational institution, but it doesn't have to be. A chancellor of some sort. Okay? A chancellor. Leader, political party leader, church leader, pastor, minister. Again, I mentioned many of them, the karmic ones. Okay. Looking at karmic uncle, Atkins. Okay. The Atkins diet. Okay. There's no such thing as a diet. We're all on a diet. Okay. What you consume is your diet. There's no such thing as a diet outside of whatever it is that you consume. That's a diet. That's why diets generally don't work, because it is all of what you consume, not just here and there. Okay? Drink water. Okay? I've had 1 cup of coffee, the other cup of coffee I did make, but I didn't drink it. It's sitting there. Okay? So this is turmeric. Turmeric, anti-inflammatory from Gaia. Don't go get a pill from the over the counter. Those are legal drug dealers. Pharmacists are legal drug dealers. Doctors are legal drug dealers. Therapists who write a prescription, psychologists, psychiatrists, one can write a prescription and one can. I don't know which is which. Okay. But yeah, don't go get the drug from the legal pharmacist. Get it from Gaia. Okay. And again, that's not medical advice. If you have a broken leg, go to the doctor, go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? If you're bleeding, go to the doctor, go to the hospital. Okay? But in your daily life, don't take the blood pressure medication. Drink some turmeric. Put some in your water and take it to work with you. Okay? Someone's name is Chino, Shelly, Shell. Okay? Energy calibrating happening right now. Okay? So if you notice certain things happening, like your eye jumping, right? You notice certain things, your crown, you feel a tap on your head, or you feel a tap, right? Between your eyebrow, energy calibrations, energy chakras, energy calibrations, okay? Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, so Divine, thank you so much again. Let's go ahead and get some angel numbers as usual to tie everything up here. I hope you're enjoying your weekend wherever you're spending it. Okay. And again, one last time, if you would like that free 30-minute esoteric conversation with me, that is via video only, because there are karmic ass gang stalkers that are still loose. Okay. So if you would like that, you can send me an email, and there are 2 email addresses that are in the description section of every video. Okay, again, thank you so much to all of the top fans. Thank you so much for all that you do. Okay, Keely, thank you so much. Cher, thank you so much. Devin, thank you so much. Angelique, thank you so much. Let me scroll up here and get some more names. Did I say Andrea? Andrea, thank you so much. Okay, for all that you do, all of the sharing of the information. Also to Zap, ZAAP something. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for sharing the content. Okay, that is part of the healing journey of this collective. Investigators, FBI, CIA, DEA, private investigators, hitman that's turned and now become an informant. Thank you all for all that you do. Judge watching, celebrities watching. Thank you so much. And to that high vibrational being that I spoke to earlier, thank you so much for all that you do. You lead a quiet life outside of what you do for your job and your occupation. Thank you so much for protecting your family, your seed, okay? Oh, and you did lose a high vibrational soulmate, okay, this lifetime. You lost a high vibrational soulmate to that individual I'm speaking to. You lost a high vibrational soulmate. They are here. Their name comes out here all the time. First and last, it comes out all the time. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay, let's go ahead and get angel numbers to close it out. Absolutely, Sher. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sammy G, thank you so much. Okay? Redden, Redden, thank you so much. Okay? We didn't get any in the first shuffle. Normally I pick them out. I will pick some here in a moment. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, Jesse. Also, Jessica. Speaking of Jesse, Jessica. Okay. Thank you, Ashley. Okay. So we have 1414 for Light It Up. Again, Starseed was the first card that came out, and I set it over here. Okay. So Starseed, Light It Up. Take that chance. Okay. Again, at the beginning, for those of you who are not here from the beginning, Divine, you were here from the beginning, but not here. You know what I'm saying. Okay. So there's a chance, there's an opportunity. There is an opportunity. And again, you may have to relocate away from family. You may have to relocate away from friends. You may have to relocate away from, I don't know, whatever, your church. You may have to relocate. So what are you going to do? In your Two of Swords energy, what are you going to do? Okay? In your Two of Pentacles energy, light it up. Focus on your needs, desires, and hobbies. Everything is more accessible with a light attitude. You will be blessed with new opportunity, a new friend, or a new addition to your family. Good vibes will speed up the process. Again, if you're still sobbing, again, we all have to go through a mourning process. Okay? I went through a mourning process, okay, involving someone, involving more than someone, but I mentioned them in this reading specifically, okay? I went through a mourning process with that. I went through a mourning process when me and the karmic ass Latina 20 years ago had to release a child for adoption because neither one of us were in a place to, we just weren't. And we blessed the multiracial family, so it worked out. Okay, this lifetime, I'm a brown American. She's Latina, multiracial baby, multiracial couple, could not have children. They were blessed with that seed. Okay, I mourned that. Okay, we go through a mourning process, but that does not mean 5 and 6 years later, you're still crying about them. There's a healing that needs to be done there, men and women. Okay. On the 888, okay, for Dharma, okay, a lot of money is coming your way. Fortune refers to more than just money and monetary success. If you don't appreciate the people in your life now, karmics, you won't have them tomorrow. The message encourages you to take personal responsibility and use it to realize your greatest potential. We are the champions, my friend. Somebody could be born on 8/24. That's Mamba energy all day long. 8/24, Mamba energy all day long. Shout out Kobe. He shows up every reading, almost every reading. Shout out Gianna and to the other 7 beings that were on that helicopter. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to you, Vanessa. Shout out to you, Natalie. Shout out to you, Bianca. Shout out to you, Capri. Shout out to you. Shout out to you and your bloodline, your lineage. We have 7777 for perseverance. How perseverant was Mamba? There is a need. And again, he went through karmic change too in 2004. That's when he awakened. Okay? Because he had an extramarital affair. And he had to come clean with that. And he had to rid himself of that, heal his marriage with Vanessa. Okay? And the shit that he was going through with fat ass Shaq. Okay? And I did call him fat ass, even though he's a great guy. Okay? If he would have not gained 20 pounds in between seasons, they would have won 9 championships in the 2000s easily. They would have ran the board. They would have made the 90s Chicago Bulls look like a joke. But they couldn't get it together because of their egos, their masculine energy, again, out of balance. But shout out to you, Shaq, Diesel, all right? There's a need for a change of perspective on whatever has taken over you now, karmics. If you want to succeed, you need to keep going down the road you're on, okay? Reach for the wisdom within, and then you'll just know the right next step. And the right next step is a chance. It's an opportunity. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Again, my name is NEHRU. I am an extraterrestrial earth angel. I am a direct descendant of Yeshua. Okay? Those who are elites, Illuminati, they know that. They know that I was born on the 333rd day of the year. They know that I am a master builder 33. They know that I am a direct descendant of Issa, that is Yeshua, the one they call Jesus, which is a lie. They know that I am an Egyptian shamanic bloodline. They know who I am, just like they know who many of you are. Okay? Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in, and be encouraged.